Okay, so let's see. Gardening time, St. George, January, February, March, April. Started in April. April 20th. I think March 20th is safe in St. George because it doesn't freeze after that. Everywhere else you have to wait till May 20th. So we planted some stuff and everything's looking good. This is January, February, March, April, May. So let's see what we got going on. Alright, so I built this backyard, threw it together. That's hog fencing, which you get at Tractor Supply. And then I'm growing some seedless grapes and some oregano by the front gate that'll come over this thing. Sorry it's loud, that's our pool thing. Filter pump. Then I planted some Russian red kale because it's not as hard as the other ones. You can kind of slice it up and fry it real fast and it's really good. And we got some buttercup, squash. I put another hog fencing on the whole wall. I just kind of attached it like that. And then as the vines grow up, actually wrap them in and tie them if I have to. And then we got cilantro, which I'm gonna get rid of this one right here. Give that to the chickens. Cilantro, if you let it seed, it'll stop growing. So you gotta take the top, take it off. All right, back to. So I pulled the whole top off. So if it flowers and seeds, you're done. You don't get any more. So if you clip it low, this is like basil too. It'll bush out and keep growing and get bigger and bigger and bigger. So, but the heat might make it go to seed too. So I'm gonna keep playing with it, but it should be all right. And then I got more vines coming over here. So let's see, so I'll put that in there and maybe wrap it around there. Then I'll have to come around with a tie or something to hold it up, or maybe in 2 days it'll be another 1.5 feet longer. Then I got cherry tomatoes because they grow fast. It's not red yet, but I'm fighting with the squirrels. Squirrels keep eating them. I don't know why. I don't know why my squirrels like tomatoes. Got a peach tree because it's St. George and they'll get 112 down the road. So this will shade it so I can grow more stuff. What I did on my walkways is I did cardboard box. See what I'm saying? And then I did the, when Home Depot has a, springtime, they have a 5 bags for $10. You get it because it's normally like $3.40 a bag, and then you just use it everywhere. So I put it on, otherwise the cardboard would blow up, so you get it real wet and then you put the stuff on. Then I got chives. Oh look, I got a tomato growing right there, and that's purslane, which actually purslane, it's a weed, everybody has it. Well, I don't know, it's all over. Purslane you can eat. You put in your salad. And then we got chives, which I'll keep clipping and they'll keep bushing out until they're huge, and then they'll seed and I'll collect the seeds and I'll get more, plant more in different spots because I love the flavor of onion. Then I got my Swiss chard. Keep cutting it down, it'll grow all year long. Then I got some Hubbard squash. Not doing as good as the other one, but that's alright. Maybe I better turn the water up. As the heat comes on, you have to keep adding more water because it evaporates faster. Then I got another tomato. So it gets really hot, so the season's short, and then if it makes it through to the fall, then it keeps growing. You get more tomatoes and stuff like that. But what I do is I get the medium-sized ones, so that I can get a lot of tomatoes. If you get the bigger tomatoes, sometimes it takes forever. And then you might miss your season. The whole bush doesn't give you a dang thing. And then I kind of companion crop this. You'll notice I put down some weed killer, and then I put that bark over the top of it. If you just put the bark over the top of it and you give it minerals to help it grow, sometimes the bark will suck all the minerals up and it won't go to the plants. And so I like to do, we'll see what happens. And then these are tomatoes right here, tomato plants on the end. And then I got a row of eggplants, which are doing pretty good. And then I got some more vines. I don't know what this is. I guess we'll find out. It might be cucumbers. And then another tomato plant popped up. And so we'll see how that does. We'll just grow it over the whole back. And then we got, oh, that's a pear tree. So I got the pear tree, which will grow tall. Both these trees will bush it, so when it's really hot, I'll be able to get more fruit out of the stuff I planted. So now I got basil back here. It'll bush up. If you keep cutting off the tops, it'll bush huge. And then I got Jerusalem artichoke right here, and it's doing pretty good. I've never grown it. Let's see. So the potato plants are looking good. The eggplants should get taller. I don't know, I guess we'll see. And then in this little box we have mint, and then we have another, I think that's banana squash or something like that. Maybe it's spaghetti, I don't know. I had a watermelon plant and it froze, so and there's another tomato plant I found, so I transferred it over here. And that is the watermelon that it froze and didn't work. If you're in St. George, you want to do smaller fruits because it gets hot and they'll burn them. And then I believe that's bell peppers or jalapenos. Might be jalapenos. But the point is when you start a garden, you just start it. You just shove stuff everywhere and not worry about it. That's an acorn squash right there. That's looking pretty good. So, gives you peace of mind. You're accomplishing stuff. It's really fun. And if you have something that grows tomatoes all the time, you at least get to reward yourself while you're working on the other stuff. And then I planted lilacs. I planted rosemary. I planted, we'll see how that does. Asparagus. A little warm here. But drought resistant is rosemary. So do your hedges if you can in rosemary. And then in between, it's really pretty. That is an artichoke plant, which is really cool. So the rosemary bushes are amazing. I put a blackberry plant here that's doing pretty good. I grew some limon trees, lemon and lime, from seed. And that, I transplanted from that pot because I didn't think they were even going to grow. But I figured it out, and I will teach you guys on another lesson. And then I've already pulled a lot of good artichokes off this thing. And so now it's just giving me little guys. Usually get 3 or 4. And then it might do little guys, which is okay because once you see they're opening up and they're done, you gotta hurry and cut them off. And then what you do is you boil them, and then you grab them by the top and you squeeze it, and all the good stuff will go in your mouth when they're this small. When they're that small, they don't really have the needles in it. Okay, we got a plum mixed tree, plum nectarines and stuff. Drought resistant in Utah or sunny places. Figs do amazing. They're so easy to grow and they're so yummy when they're fresh. And then we got some nectarines. In St. George, nectarine trees grow really good, and peach trees. I'm trying apricot, so we'll see how that goes. And then I planted 2 mulberry bushes, and they died. And then one barely came back because it got so hot it just burns the leaves. So hopefully this will keep growing. That's the biggest it's ever been. And then grapes do really well. Another beautiful fig tree. Planted grass from seed, which was that. This whole backyard was a desert. Nothing but the pool falling apart and the tree house. Barely, I think it had 1 wall. And then we got thyme, and then we got green grapes. No, these are the grape colored grapes. And then I also planted a cold hardy mango bush. And it didn't do anything for 2 years. Then I realized way over there, when we bought the house, was another little mango bush. I don't know why it was really weird, but the only bushes that were here, everything was dead, were these, I don't know what the heck they are, but there were a couple of 1, 2, 3, 4 bushes in the backyard, and that's it. And so I took the flowers and stamens off the other ones, and I rubbed it on these, thinking that maybe it needs 2 bushes, male and female or something going on. And then this is the Nantucket cherry bush, which is cool because it just keeps growing everywhere. I haven't had cherries off it yet, but then I looked it up and it says you have to have at least 2, so maybe next year. I like the part that it just keeps spreading, so if you have a place you're bored with, a corner that's boring, shove it in there and just let it go nuts. And I'll let you know if it makes cherry. Then there's cherry tree and pomegranates. They're also drought resistant and they grow really good in heat places. So, and they're looking pretty good. They're looking real good. Really cool flowers too. That's what they look like when they flower. Look really pretty. Then what I did is I did another grow box over here because there's sun's not too strong and okay. And then I planted some apple mint, which is supposed to be really good with tea. Another artichoke bush plant, which I can always move. And then bush beans, which I'm gonna have to pull the beans off so it keeps producing and growing. It should do okay. Then I got dill, because I'm gonna pickle a lot this year. I got straight 8 cucumbers, and there's like 6 freaking plants coming out, and they're all fruiting, so I don't know what I'm gonna do, if I need to pull them all out and just leave one, or just let it go and see what happens, because there's a lot of root room in here. I got some rainbow bell peppers. I used to always do everything from seed. Kind of got lazy on this grow box. Cayenne peppers, acorn squash, peppers, what is that? Oh, butternut squash, yeah. Butternut's nice because it lasts forever in your, whatever it's called, your storage place. But they're coming up. I don't know if you can see them. They're coming up everywhere, so hopefully they'll do all right. I'll probably have to weed them out a little bit. You have to weed them to the size of the fruit you want. Otherwise, they all grow teeny. Mountain lion in the backyard. And so far, that's it. So this is my house and my wife's house. And it was a desert. And one day I'll do videos and show you doing everything one by one. Hot tub and everything. The only thing that was here was the concrete, the pool, and a desert. And then we built sauna, decks, fire pit area. That's going to be a water feature area back there. Maybe some fish in it. Tilapia grows fast, and I kind of like tilapia. And then this is the peach tree that's gone crazy. And it has just not really grown that big of peaches, which I don't care. They're fun because the birds eat a lot of them. So next year, if I weed it out, I'm gonna have to. There's more bird. They're everywhere. But then I'll have to put a net if I weed it, so the peaches are a lot bigger. But that's it. That's it.